Good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to our December customer webinar. We're so excited that you are joining us. As always, we're just going to wait a minute or two to give everyone a chance to get logged in. We see those numbers starting to pile in as people are joining. So we're just going to go over a couple housekeeping items for those of you that maybe this is your first webinar. If it's your very first BombBomb webinar, welcome. My name is Alicia. I'm the national speaker here at BombBomb, and this is Kevin Andrews, our client enablement manager. So a couple housekeeping items for those of you that are new. Go ahead and pop open your chat window. Say hello. Let us know where you are joining us from.
We've already got somebody from Denmark.
Ooh,
look at that. We're going
welcome.
international today.
I see a Vancouver, BC in there. That's my hometown. Hello, Vancouver. So moderating chat today and helping answering some questions, we have Mandy as well as Alexa. So they're going to be hanging out answering some questions, which brings me to my next housekeeping item, and that is the Q&A box. As you can see by how quickly these things are scrolling through chat, when we have so many people on a webinar like today, your important questions can get missed in the chat window. So you're going to want to make sure that you use that Q&A box to put any of your questions relating to BombBomb or the content. Now, Mandy and Alexa may go through and answer some of those questions as we work through the content, and they may leave some questions for us to answer at the end as well. So feel free to throw those questions in there. We want to make sure that this is a valuable time for you. All right, let's see where we're at.
Feeling good?
Yeah, I think those numbers are still, they're rolling in, but they're slowing down. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. Ooh, I also see a Nova Scotia. I graduated from high school in Nova Scotia, so welcome.
I'm just happy that I see somebody from Dawson's Creek because I used to watch that show. So I'm just going to assume that you live with James Vanderbeek. I'm just going to assume that's how it works. Yeah. Well, we're excited that you guys are all here. I guess the most appropriate way to start out this webinar would be to say thank you, right? Thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedules. We know, especially this time of year with holidays and family starting to come into town and all those crazy things, as well as keeping up with business, right? That just doesn't disappear because you want to do some family stuff. But we're thankful. We're really, really thankful. So I'm going to go ahead. I don't think you've shared your screen yet.
It was shared the whole time.
Oh, look at that. See, Alicia's the pro here. I'm the rookie trying to keep up with this. But we're talking about gratitude today. And that's why we wanted to say thank you to you guys first and foremost, because we know how important gratitude is, especially this time of year, right? As you're starting to look into the new year and think about all the crazy things, all the great things that you were able to achieve. So today, we're going to break it down and keep things pretty simple. But first and foremost, we're going to talk about what is gratitude. Right? What exactly is it? What does it mean for you? What does it mean for your business? We're going to talk about some of those sort of things and then dive into a little bit more about how does gratitude help? It's awesome to say thank you. It's great to do those things, but there's actually some really cool physical things that it helps with. It helps you by being grateful. It helps the recipient. We're going to dive into all that stuff, which will be really fun. Number 3 is going to be awesome and short and sweet this time, but we're going to give you a quick tip on how to be as effective as you can on doing all this sort of stuff. And then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of all this with the 5 best videos that you can send out at the end of the year. So we're going to keep it really simple. And lastly, you see there a challenge. I like to challenge people. I like to encourage you to use all of this new knowledge. I know if you're anything like me, I don't know if you can relate to this as well. I can take in a lot of information, but if I don't start actually doing it and making it something that is starting to build some of that muscle memory, it can go out the other ear real fast. So that's what that challenge is for, to dive into some of that.
Yeah. Well, and I think what I'm excited about today is that we all know that gratitude is important, but we're not going to get into a lot of product today. We're not going to necessarily get into the nitty gritty of how to do some of the more complicated things in BombBomb. We really want to focus on giving you some ideas, some simple ideas of how you can really close out your year and close out your business with just some simple gratitude videos. And we want to just give you the ideas because we know that it works.
Well, and what I love about this is whether you've been with us for a long time and been using video a ton, or whether you're brand spanking new to this and literally haven't sent a video, I think you can all relate to. I've sat down on my computer and been like, awesome, I want to send some videos out. Gone, what should I do, right?
Yeah.
So these are awesome. These are really simple ways to have a really deep impact. So let's talk about gratitude first and foremost, right?
Yeah.
What is gratitude? And what does it mean to us? Well, I went ahead and pulled kind of some basic definition stuff because I want you guys to see this. It actually comes from the Latin word gratis, which means thankful and pleasing. I think we all associate thank you with gratitude. So that makes a lot of sense there. But what's really great is when you simplify this down as much as possible, to be grateful is actually to have appreciation and actually express that thankfulness, right? Sometimes I think that's the missing step for people as we feel these things. We don't communicate that as well as we could, right?
Yep. What's funny is that I get John Maxwell emails every day. He gives a tip of the day, or it's a minute with Maxwell. And my minute with Maxwell this morning was actually about gratitude. And what he focused on was how important it is to actually speak your gratitude to people. That a lot of times, even people that feel like they have an attitude of gratefulness don't necessarily take the next step to actually speak that gratefulness. And that's actually the important piece of practicing gratitude.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk about this a lot. You're out there speaking on the road. Steve, our CMO, is out speaking on the road.
Yep. You
guys have endless stories. The impact is not only on just us who are expressing it, but also on that person for receiving it, right?
Yeah.
Think about when somebody has taken that time to say thank you to you, or to express that gratitude for something you did, or maybe you didn't even do anything. They just said, thank you for being a part of our lives. That's the impact we're gonna talk about a lot today. And actually that leads in perfectly to how does gratitude kind of fit into our business? How does it make the most sense there? Well, I loved this. I read an amazing article. It was kind of long, so I'm not gonna say you'll read it in 5 minutes, but I did put the link on the bottom of this if you do wanna jot it down, or you can even just Google. I Googled effectiveness and gratitude and those sort of things and found this article. But it talked about what does gratitude mean within our relationships. And I think this is a really important aspect to talk about with you guys because that's how it starts to fit into business. Of course, we want to say gratitude and to show that, but also we're talking about a lot of you guys who are using video for work. So I love this because it says individual differences in gratitude in terms of relationships show that gratitude is associated with the perceived quality of a relationship. So how does that other person perceive your guys' relationship? Well, gratitude's a huge aspect of that, right? And they also say it seems to strengthen relationships and contribute to relationship connection and satisfaction. How many of you guys are dependent on relationships for business?
We all
It was rhetorical. Yeah, I assume every single person's kind of mentally raising their hand. I see some hands raising right now. So that's perfect. Whether it's clients, whether it's referrals, whether it's vendors that we're working with, whether it's I know I used to work in the real estate space a little bit, and I was dependent on a lot of other people around me to make things work the way they needed to. It's so important that those people understand how much you appreciate what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Well, we talked a little bit about what the definition of gratitude, what that looks like. But gratitude itself actually has a lot of really tangible benefits. It's not just this ethereal thing. And I love talking about this. You know, I'm huge on gratitude. I've said before that, you know, if I ended up being known as the gratitude girl, I would be super fine with that. And my
there's
kids,
worse things to be known for, right?
And my kids, you know, I have middle schoolers and they always push against me and they're like, oh, that's just your hippie stuff, Mom. But it's not just my hippie stuff. There's actual science behind this. And we're just going to jump into a couple of the things you can see. But one of the things that Kevin pointed out that's so great about this research on gratitude is that the research they've done on gratitude and the results they've seen come out of it, it's not a complicated thing that they're asking people to do. In most of these studies, the only thing that they were having people do is keep a gratitude journal, writing down 5 things they're grateful for every day. And some of the things that they've seen come out of this is, number one, it improves sleep. People that have been actively practicing gratitude have been shown to, it increases the quality of sleep, it decreases the amount of time it takes to fall asleep, and increases the sleep duration. Let's get my clicker back over here. It strengthens your physiological well-being. The positive health behavior has been shown to decrease visits to the doctor, to decrease the amount of pain you feel, to lower blood pressure, as well as decrease the likelihood of developing a mental health disorder. So you've got that on the strengthens your physiological well-being. Longevity. People that actively practice gratitude, because it's so connected to their health and the positive emotion, that they can successfully predict the mortality rate is going to be lower of people that are actively practicing gratitude. It increases your energy level. Who wants more energy, right? I just told you I have middle schoolers. I'm big on that one. It increases the likelihood of physical activity. This one was really cool, and I hadn't seen this before. Kevin found this study. And in an 11-week study of 96 Americans, those who were instructed to keep a weekly gratitude journal spent an extra 40 minutes exercising than the control group. So even if you are just trying to get your health on track, keeping a gratitude journal is going to help you get yourself in gear and be a little bit more active.
Well, and I love this tie with physical activity too, because I know, I'll totally confess, I am not a gym person. That is not my favorite place to be ever. But the best part about going to the gym is the way you feel when you leave the gym.
The endorphins.
Right? It's getting the endorphins going. Imagine if your gratitude journal gets you to the gym, and then your gym makes you feel good, which is going to make you want to do the gratitude journal more. It's this kind of rolling stone that keeps going and snowballing from there. That I just love that. I love that connectivity, which is great.
Absolutely. It really has a huge effect on so many areas of your life. Now, the other side of this is there is a ton of positive benefits for you personally to practice gratitude. But then specifically, well, what does that look like in your business? So this is a fun research study. It was done by the Harvard Business School and the Wharton School. And they did this research study on the benefits of gratitude in business communication. So what they did is they had sent out a whole bunch of letters asking for feedback on a cover letter. Now, when all of the feedback came back, they divided that research group now into two different groups. So what they did is they sent out an email, just like the one you're seeing on the screen, asking for feedback on a second cover letter. That's what the first group got. The second group got a slightly different email. The only thing they changed in that second email was the second line right here. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. So these two groups got the exact same email, but the second group, they changed that one line. Thank you so much. I am really grateful. Well, that second email resulted in a 106.25% increase in compliance with sending the feedback on the second letter. So this relates to what we call social capital, which is really a nice fancy word of saying that practicing gratitude in your business communication is going to get people to do what you want them to do. Whatever it is, whether it's to click the link to schedule an appointment, whether it's to provide a review, whether it's to, pass your information along or whatever it is, whatever that next step it is that you're wanting people to take, actively practicing gratitude in your communication is going to increase the likelihood that they're going to do it. So it benefits you and it benefits your business.
Yeah. What I love about it too is all of you guys are in such various industries. There's so many different things that we're asking for, but overall, we know that we want better engagement on the content we're sending out. Just showing gratitude and doing that is going to help at that basic level and then get that higher interaction. So we want to break this down real quick. And actually, we want to do a little bit of a poll with you guys as well as we do this. But we want to ask you, what are you grateful for in this last year? Now, in our poll, of course, you'll see they're a little bit more generic since we've got so many people on this. But if you want to go ahead and launch that, we can kind of talk through that. We gave a couple of different answers and really just want to get this whole group into the mindset of thinking about what are we grateful for so we can start to feel some of those things. So feel free to read through there. You can see my business and how it's grown this past year. Amazing thing to be thankful for. My family and the holiday time we're spending together. My health, my friends and support system. Or maybe you just like cookies and eggnog, right? That's totally fine. Whatever you're the most thankful for. We'll leave this up here for just a little bit so we can kind of get a good amount of it. Looks like we're getting a lot of the first two right now.
Yeah.
Family and business,
yep.
which are It's so great to think back on that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. Which is it's a timely opportunity for us to do this, as well as we're closing out a year and closing out a decade. Mm-hmm. What a great practice to just take those few minutes and really think about it.
Well, and I know for me too, I'm thankful that I get to do this stuff now, right?
Yeah.
I would absolutely say my business and how it's grown this year, it's probably different in growth from what you guys may be thinking, but for me, getting to do these kind of things has been a huge growth opportunity, and it's so fun to think about that.
And we're so happy to have you in this role, Kevin. I mean that. I really mean it.
I set you up perfectly for that, right?
All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. We're at about 52%. I'm going to share the results with you. Thank you guys for taking the time to engage in the poll. We had the clear winner was family and the time to spend together over the holidays at 37%. I feel the same way. I'm glad to know that our BombBomb family is with us on that.
Mm-hmm. So now that we've kind of thought about this year, right, as we're coming at the end of this year, why I love thinking about that so much is because it really starts us to thinking about next year as well. So one thing that I want to encourage you to start thinking about, I know we're all doing this here at BombBomb individually as a company, is what are our goals for next year? That's something that a lot of people push. One thing I've learned with my goal setting is I have to write them down.
Yep.
Right? I mean, that's the number one rule when it comes to goal setting is write them down and put them somewhere where you see them. But think about what you're thankful for, and that can really frame what your goals are this year and how you want to grow. Right?
Yeah, aligning those priorities with who we are as human beings, right? Mm-hmm. Our values are so much more than, you know, words we write on the wall or on the elevators. In our case, our company values, you know, understanding what's important to you and accessing those feelings of gratitude is going to help you focus on where you want your business to go in the next year for sure.
Well, and what's great about being here with BombBomb and working with you guys so much is one of our huge missions, and one of the things that we're so thankful for is the way that we're able to rehumanize some things, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sure you guys have heard us say this word a lot. You know, we released Rehumanize Your Business that Ethan and Steve wrote, which is an amazing book. I know we've read it. We highly encourage you guys to read it. It's a great business book, but also talks about a lot of these things. We also got to host Rehumanize Your Business, right? A conference for our video influencers. We had a couple hundred people. I know you got to speak at that. It was an amazing time for us to connect with you guys. And we wanted to take the time to say thank you to you guys for being a part of that vision and that journey for us. It's so amazing to have people like you that we're working with. And we're very lucky as a company that we get to utilize that and partner in us. With
I think that I have the best and the easiest job in the whole world, and such a big part of that is our customers. I absolutely feel incredibly grateful that I get to be with you guys, our customers, and it's part of our mission, right? We're so much more than just a tech company. We really, really do believe that humans are better, that connection matters, even in our businesses. Being more human, connecting in a deeper way is going to make us not only feel better, and it's going to benefit our business, but it has a positive effect on the people around you. And that's why we do this.
Yeah. So let's get into the nuts and bolts a little bit.
We've
talked high level on what gratitude is, but we're going to give you some basic framework and some tips. And this is the number one thing. If you are taking notes, if you are writing things down, write this, which is kind of ironic because I'm telling you not to script, but don't script your thank you videos. And what I mean by that is not don't prepare, right? Know what you want to say, know what the goal of this is. But what I don't want is to see thank you videos. Hey, John, it's Kevin here with BombBomb. Thank you so much. It kind of loses its luster a little bit, right? And that unfortunately can be one of the pitfalls of scripting and writing something, is it's so easy. We just want to look back at it all the time.
It gets less genuine. And you know, some of the background on both Kevin and I come from an acting background, both as professional actors. And even as a professional actor, sometimes reading a script word for word is hard to make it sound real and authentic. So don't try and read a script, okay?
Even just from the technical aspect of, I want you looking at the camera, making eye contact, right? We talked about that a little bit last month, but that's a huge part of this connectivity. So what we want to do is we're going to give you a basic framework here that you can use for your thank you videos.
Yeah.
And you'll see that it's pretty simple. We do that on purpose because we want you to focus on that person and what your relationship is with them more than trying to achieve something from this video. But you'll see it's really straightforward here. The framework, it starts with just a basic introduction, right? Introduce yourself. We all kind of know that. And then you get to the thank you, right? You get to that really quickly. We want them to see. We know people aren't going to watch a whole video all the time. Let's make sure that they feel that appreciation early on in the video.
Well, and one of the things that makes this so great about using video is if you've ever sat down to write thank you cards or type a thank you email, you realize how hard it can be to make it sound sincere when you don't have the human emotion element. But because you're doing this over video, you don't have to try and add a whole bunch of big flowery words to make it seem sincere. You get to just be sincere with your face, with your eye contact, with the emotion behind it. And it lets you be more concise, but you're not losing the impact of it. It's so much easier to just be sincere when you get to leverage human emotion.
Absolutely. Well, and that honestly takes you directly into point 3, connection, right? Yeah. Connection and value. We always want to have value behind the videos that we're sending. The beautiful part about this is a lot of times the value in this is going to be thanking you, that connection, building that connection and that rapport. And then I always like to throw a second thank you. You'll even see some examples as we start playing examples for you in the next little bit here of just thanking again at the close, which I love. It's just a great way to make sure they didn't miss it at any point in there. So
awesome.
Should we start with
Let's
some
examples?
Do it.
Let's jump in.
Right.
So like I said, we're not diving into product today. So we're going to kind of work through these 5 different example videos that you can send in your business. I don't expect that you're going to send every single one of these in the next couple weeks. But what I would really love for you to do is think about 1 or 2 of these that you can start doing right away today and just practice this for the next 2 weeks and see what effect it has on your business. So let's jump in. So I'm going to let you kick off this first one.
Perfect. This one's really easy. Thank you for your time, right? After you've spent some time with somebody, it's a great way for a follow-up. Think of it as almost an appointment follow-up, but the difference is appreciating their time, right? We all know how busy we are. You've got plenty of things to do. We already talked about it this time of year, but show somebody that you really do appreciate their time. And I also love that you could show the active listening in this video as well, important. Right? So you've built some personal connection. Hey, thank you for your time. I know you've got 3 kids at home that you were able to come spend some of that time with me. Thank you. It just shows that you do value them. You value their time. And then you'll see Jeremy Whitaker here. He actually starts to map out what that process is, right? So this would be a little bit more standard to a normal appointment follow-up type video. He does the thank you, shows the gratitude, and then goes into, here's going to be our next steps. Here's what we're going to do to continue that business side of it flowing through from there.
I love it.
Hi, Tyler. Jeremy here with Sprout. Wanted to reach out to you. Thank you again for the time we had earlier. Just looking back over some of the things that we discussed in our conversation, whether it's you having a very easy way to manage all of your different profiles or just another easy way for you to reach more guests, like for the different hotels and properties that you're managing.
See, he reiterates what they talked about, and I love that part about it. Thank you for your time. Here's how I can show you that I appreciate your time by actually letting you know that this was valuable, right? And we're going to go to the next step.
And leading with gratitude brings you back to that social capital piece, right? When you're doing a follow-up and you lead with gratitude, people are going to feel more endeared and ingratiated to you just because you led with gratitude.
Ingratiated, that's a good word.
Oh, I thank you.
Impressed.
So this next thank you video this is a thank you for doing business with me. And I love this example. So we did a customer testimonial contest several months ago, and Trey Woods was one of the people that wrote in to share his experience with us and what he's doing. So Trey runs a small business. He's a coffee roaster. I believe he's in Wisconsin, but I might be wrong. Oh, thank you.
Got 3 Oklahoma.
Ooh, thank you for saving me there. So Trey's out in Oklahoma, and he's running a coffee roasting business. And one of the things that he really wanted to do as he scaled his business is to thank his digital customers, because he's running a small business. And he knew that in order to grow his business, he was going to have to go online. But he didn't want to lose the personal relationship he has with his customers, because it's part of why he loves his business, is having that small town, I am doing this because I love it and I want you to be a part of this business relationship. And so Trey actually goes out of his way to send personal thank you videos to people that buy his coffee online. How incredible. So check out how Trey is using video to show that gratitude to his customers.
Hey, Ryan, it's Trey with Hoboken Coffee. Man, thanks so much for the order. I really appreciate it. I know there are a ton of great coffee roasters in New York. There's great coffee roasters all over the country, and you can order online from anyone. So, hey, thanks for supporting somebody back home. It really means a lot, especially picking up some great retail items like the mirror mug and the beanie. I think you're going to love those. I hope the weather is awesome up there in New York right now. I know those winters can be pretty.
So he goes on to get more personal with him, acknowledging where he's from and acknowledging that. But
what an impact that has on a customer, though. You want to talk about making customers for life. That simple act of him, you know, making the personal video, making a 30-second video. Again, it doesn't take him a long time to do this. He's not having to create content or set up a sequence or anything like that. He's simply just taking his phone out or popping open his laptop just to say thank you for them supporting his business.
I think about, like you said, the loyalty that creates. You can buy coffee anywhere. There's a lot of really good coffee in the world, right? So why are you going to go back? I mean, I'm thinking of like a silly example, but like, what if you bought something at a store and they sent you a personalized video? Yeah. You bet I would be back to that store. Building that rapport and relationship is just, it's huge. That appreciation's huge.
I just want to address something I just saw pop up in chat before we skip to this next video here. Richard said that he's noticing a lot of lag. The lag that you see when we are doing a webinar is not a BombBomb function. The videos that are in this webinar actually play perfectly. What you're seeing is you're seeing a lag between the webinar software, which we use, and the screen share and my PowerPoint, and then all of that. Now, if you are seeing lag in your own videos where the audio and the video is not matching up, there is a problem there, and we do want you to call our support site because you should not see that on your videos at all. What you're seeing is just a function of the webinar.
Yep. And you can always go online as well, support.bombbomb.com.
Yep.
You do a lot of great answers. It's got all the numbers and emails that you can connect with somebody.
Yep.
So yes, I'm so glad you brought that up. So yeah, number 3 here. Thank you for filling out my form. So this is—
Hi, this is Chris. I wanted to reach out to you. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Chris is awesome. So Chris is in the lending space, and Chris has been with us for years and years and years. We absolutely love him. So this can be a lot of different things, right? For some people, some industries, this is a new lead saying, I'm interested, I want to hear about X, Y, and Z, right? Some people we even have where they fill out a form and say, hey, I think I want to purchase from you guys. Can you give me some quotes on this? A lot of these times, these are going to be people that you don't know particularly well at this point, right? New leads, new prospects that are coming in. And I think what's so powerful for me with these ones is the ability to differentiate and be different from their normal experience. Yeah. We talk about disrupting the inbox a lot with using video. Imagine if you're able to disrupt their entire concept of the way that they've experienced follow-ups before, right? If it's totally different, if it's more personal, we have people in so many different industries that are doing exactly this. So again, show that appreciation, show that gratitude. Hey, thank you for reaching out to me. And then you can start to use the other tools, the tracking, some of those pieces to help with the business side of these videos as well.
Well, and one of the things to think about in this digital age where we all are getting a little bit more protective of our information because our email addresses are being sold, right? And because of how valuable our digital information is. So I think you have a powerful opportunity here as well to show the gratitude that someone took that first step and was willing to put in their email address on your form.
We have a really funny story about this from the testimonial contest. It was somebody down in Australia. They do a lot of online sales, and somebody put in fake information. They put in an actual email address. It was someone that they don't check very often, but they put in a fake name and fake phone numbers and stuff. And because the clients that we work with sent them a thank you so much video, the person literally wrote back, he's like, I need to talk to you guys. I need to explain why that's really not my name. He felt so bad.
He felt bad for giving bad information because of the, hey, thank you for the time, taking the time to fill this out.
So funny. So yeah, let's take a look at Chris's video here.
Hi, this is Chris. I wanted to reach out to you. Thank you so much for your inquiry with Zillow. They look to us many times as their #1 reviewed mortgage lender in Orlando to help the families and the folks that reach out to them with a mortgage. mortgage inquiry to make sure that you are getting good, solid advice. And that's ultimately why people choose me versus going to 1-800-GET-A-MORTGAGE or something like that.
I love his sincerity. I think that's what I'm always connected to with Chris is just, hey, I'm here. He even says in one of his videos, we're real people trying to help real people.
Yep.
Right? He's a real person. That's what's going to connect you with them, and showing that gratitude of thank you for taking the time to do that. Thank you for watching this video. Those things go a long way.
Yep, it really does. So our fourth opportunity for you to practice gratitude in your business, one of the easiest things that you can do is thanking people when they agree to meet with you.
Mm-hmm.
It gives people a sense right away that you are a professional that does value their time. This gives you an opportunity to build value into the appointment, to remind them why they're going to show up and what value you have to offer. And then this is also an appointment reminder. And the thing that's so powerful about this, number one, people are much more likely to keep an appointment once they've seen your face, because a Google Calendar notification is really easy to ignore.
Yeah.
Right? You can blow off an alert on your calendar, but a human face looking at you and saying, I'm excited to meet you, is really, really hard to ignore. And we've actually seen with video for appointment confirmations that it increases show rate. We actually have a major real estate brand who their franchise development team, when they started sending videos to thank people for being willing to meet them and confirming the appointment, they saw their show rate go from about 56% to 77% just by taking that extra step. So this is an incredible opportunity for them to let you know that you value their time, that you're excited to meet with them, and just remind them of the appointment. So we'll check out this thank you for agreeing to meet with me video.
Hi there, Mandy with Next Home, and I just wanted to send over this video and tell you I'm so excited for our appointment. All I wanted to do is also confirm 3 things with you. First is the date and time, which is listed below in this email. Secondly is go over some questions and things that you can have prepared before our meeting. And third would be, if this isn't a good time for you, just feel free to let me know and we can get it rescheduled. So thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.
Right? She's sweet. She's sincere. You know that she really does appreciate the willingness of them to sit down and spend time with her.
Well, and one thing I noticed as that video started watching is how important another kind of small piece that we talk about with tips a lot is important to these, and it's that smile at the beginning.
Yeah.
I think, as you said, sincerity, I was like, yes, that's exactly it. If I'm sitting here going, hey, thanks for scheduling an appointment with me, that doesn't really feel very good, right? We got to miss the point, but that smile, that energy, that sincerity behind it is so important, and Mandy did an amazing job with that.
Yeah.
So this is my favorite, and we've actually found that as we've been doing these more and more, these might be the most impactful videos that you can send.
Absolutely.
Right? Without question.
Hands down.
And it's literally just thank you when they're not expecting it.
Yep.
So these are the differences between, hey, thank you for a specific thing or something that you've done or signed up, like the other examples we said. This is when maybe they've done nothing for you. Maybe they're just your friend. Maybe they've been there, or maybe it was something a year ago where they're not going to be expecting a thank you right now.
Yep.
These are an amazing opportunity for you to take a couple seconds out of your day and just say, thank you. This makes a huge impact on not only you, because it allows you to reflect like we've been doing during this, but that person, when they're not expecting it, and all of a sudden they get a thank you video in their inbox, it's incredibly powerful.
Yeah. Well, and if you are one of those people whose business depends on relationships, which is pretty much all of us, if you are one of those people whose business relies on relationships, I want you to think about that word relationship, because relationship doesn't just mean that you have their name in your CRM or in your book of business, right?
I was going to say Rolodex, but nobody really uses Rolodex.
Rolodex. How old are you, Kevin?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
He's younger than I am. But you really have an opportunity to go deeper and not just wide, right?
Mm-hmm.
That idea of relationship implies a certain amount of depth. And so if your business depends on relationships, this is an incredible opportunity for you to go deeper and not just add more names to your Rolodex.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not going to let that one go.
I don't know where that came from. So this is Wayne Euler. He actually works in the auto industry. And this is just a video he sent to a friend of his, a partner of his. just literally to say thank you. And I'm excited about where we're going to be headed.
Hey Isaiah, how you doing? Wayne here, and just thought I would say hello in a quick video. Kids are out here playing. Just want to say appreciate you, love you, man. Can't believe just a few months ago we had a coffee break, and that turned into you joining the BNI group, and then also building a business, Audacity, together. And it's pretty exciting times. Things are moving fast, and just thought I'd take a minute and say appreciate you, love you, and praying for you and your family. Take care. Bye.
I mean, I like get a little teared up listening to that, right?
Yep.
It's just so good. And a story that we heard from Steve Passanelli, we talked about how we go and speak about these kind of videos all the time. He told us one story where he was at a conference, a couple hundred people, and right before the break, he challenged them to record a thank you video, right? I'm sure you know this. And during the break, he said they broke. The people were doing it. They were pulling up their mobile apps and sending it. He said right before they were about to hop back in, a woman walked up to him literally with tears in her eyes. And she was like, Steve, I have to tell you what just happened. I sent the thank you video, already got a reply, which is amazing. I mean, within minutes, she already got a reply back. And that recipient said, thank you so much. You have no idea what a difference this made for me today.
Yeah.
Right? I was having a rough day. We've all had those kind of days. And this simple video that took her maybe a minute to record and send completely changed that person's world around for that day. Yeah. So it was impactful to the recipient. Obviously, she had tears in her eyes. It meant a lot of hurt to her to be able to impact somebody in that way too. Just an incredible story of relating that. Yeah.
Well, and it all comes back to, like, yes, this is going to have an impact on your business. It absolutely, without a doubt, is going to have an impact on your business. But the better effect that it has is it has an impact on humans. It's that rehumanization.
Rehumanize. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey,
Awesome. So those are the 5 examples. So let's kind of recap a little bit here of the 5 different ways. I know I saw a couple of chats of people that had missed 1 or 2. So number 1, thank somebody for their time, right? Thank them for the appointment or following up on the time that you've had with them.
Thank them for taking time out of their busy day to even meet with you, because time is valuable. We all know that.
Number 2 is thank you for doing business with me. So post-closing, after the purchase, after the sale, like Trey Woods did with his coffee company, thank them. Let them know how important it is that they trusted you with that purchase or with that business.
Thank you for filling out the form on my website or social media or requesting more information. Remember, you want to kick that relationship off in a really positive space, and gratitude is one of the best ways that you can kick that relationship off. And again, Kevin told you that story. We know that it can have an immediate impact on the way that person perceives you as well, just by sending a sincere gratitude video.
Well, and that leads so easily into number 4. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me, right? People will show up to meet with a person. They don't want to meet with just some random name and text that they've seen, right? So show them that you appreciate the effort and time that they're going to be putting in. You're excited about it, and you're going to make it beneficial for them. You don't want to show up for just waste your time either. Right?
Exactly.
And last but not least, thank you when they least expect it, right? We talked about that with Wayne. Think about that. Think about some people in your life. And this kind of leads us into the challenge, which is easy. I wish I would have planned it this way, but it just worked. Think about some people in your life right now. I'm sure you guys have names and faces and things rolling through your mind right now of people that mean a lot to you, right? Whether they're family or friends or clients or anybody. And take a second to actually send them a video. And that's what our challenge is going to be for you guys today, is we want you to send 5 thank you videos, right? Doesn't have to take you really long. I broke it down a little bit because really 5 videos, I mean, it's gonna take you a minute, maybe 2 minutes to record and actually send the video. It's 10 minutes of time.
As long as you don't re-record them and pick yourself apart and say that one wasn't good enough, just be sincere, right? And one of the nice things about this is that if you are sending them to people that you already have a relationship with, you know, you can worry a little bit less about the perfect presentation. Just be yourself.
I love these videos because I think they're one of the safest, quote unquote, videos you can send. Right?
Absolutely.
It's very low risk. I have never heard of anybody replying to a video of somebody saying thank you and be like, how dare you send me that video, right?
Yes.
They're great ways to build that connection, show people that you appreciate them. So you can see 5 people deeply impacted, better chances of business, and ultimately better health for you, like we talked about with those physical differences.
Yeah.
So that's our first challenge, is we want you to send 5 thank you videos out.
And I know we always have a lot of customers on our webinars that aren't sending out a ton of video. There's the holdup, there's the fear of sending the video, there's the I don't know what to say. I just want to encourage you guys that this is the best way that you can really get yourself over the hump, because I know and Kevin knows that you're gonna get a good response, right? You're going to have a positive experience with sending that video, and it's going to be a positive experience for the recipient, and it's really going to help you work through that uncomfortability of starting to communicate this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add a little bit of a second part to this challenge, and this is kind of a hidden one that I just think is just good for you, right? We were talking about the studies and things that people are doing on gratitude, how they're finding out all of these benefits. Well, like Alicia said earlier, the only thing that they're studying on this is having people do grateful journals every morning or every night. There's no right or wrong time to do it. I've started doing it personally. I do it on my phone just because that's convenient. It's there. But I want you to stop every day and maybe just do 3 things. Just think through 3 things that you're grateful for that day. When you're doing that, I bet you'll come up with some ideas of people you can send videos to.
Absolutely.
But more than that, I want you guys to start feeling that positive energy that is as simple as a few minutes a day in doing that. So that's kind of my second challenge. I have no way to check if you're doing it, but I would really encourage you guys to do it. I've felt the differences in the last several months since I started doing it too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're here because we love you guys. As cheesy as that may be, I hope it's not. I love our customers, and I want to see you guys thrive.
Yep. So here's what we wanted to do to kind of finish this out. We do want to open up some time for some Q&As and question and answers, but we wanted to surprise you guys a little bit as well. And our way of saying thank you to you is that we want to give some books away. Like we mentioned before, Ethan Butte and Steve Passanelli, they wrote this book on rehumanizing their business. I cannot express enough. It's an easy read.
Yep.
It's not overwhelming, but man, there are so many good nuggets of information and things that you can directly integrate into your business right now with all of these things that we're talking about.
Which is really great because Rehumanize isn't just ideology, right? It's not just a book about the theories behind sending video. It's practical strategies, it's tips, it's success stories. So we can't give everyone a book. So for those of you, I see some people there that have been wanting a copy of the book. So this is what you got to do, okay? Once you get off this webinar, we are going to send a book to the first 10 people that forward us one of the thank you videos that they are sending out as part of our challenge. So you got to send a thank you video to someone and just forward it to webinar@bombbomb.com. And the first 10 forward thank you videos that come into that email with the timestamp post webinar are going to get a book. Now, if you really want a copy of the book and you don't get to be one of the first 10, you can purchase the book. Girls, if you want to, that are manning the chat, if you do want to throw the book link in there, but we're going to take some time for Q&As if you got to go or if you are rushing to get that thank you video out so you can forward it. We thank you so much for your time today, but we're going to stick around and answer some questions. I know we did take a ton of time to talk about product today. So hopefully you've got some questions rolling in for us, but if you've got to go, have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
Yeah, it's been really awesome. And I would encourage you, if you don't have the chat open, there's even people throwing in some different apps and things. Yeah. I can see Joanna here said the 5-minute journal app is a great one.
Love
for
that.
that grateful journal. These are great, easy tools that we can have to really make all of this stuff really effective for you guys. So.
Oh, Barbara, thank you so much. This is actually one of the best parts of my week is when I get to do customer webinars. So I'm glad that you appreciate it. I enjoy it. I'm going to take a look here in our questions and see if we've got some questions that we need to address here.
I want one. Matt, I don't know if that's a question, but hey, go record that video. We'll see what we can do for you.
So Rev wanted to know, what about saying thank you before asking for donations or business? Is that okay? Absolutely.
Of course.
We have a ton of nonprofits that use BombBomb for communicating with their donors and for asking for donations, or when they are doing a next fundraising drive, and saying thank you for your support, or thank you for even considering to do business with us, is absolutely a positive thing to do before you're asking for the business, or before you're asking for donations. Even, you know, as a sales professional, when someone has been willing to spend 30 minutes with you to hear your listing presentation or to see your product demo, I would absolutely encourage you to say thank you for your time before you ask for their money, or before you ask them to sign a contract. Yeah, that's absolutely okay.
I've heard some great ways too. Some of our nonprofits, they phrase it in a way that's, hey, thank you for the difference that you're making in these people's lives.
Yeah.
Right? And thank you for that.
Yep.
Rather than just, hey, thank you for looking at my email.
Yeah.
There's such a deeper method to really any business, but nonprofits especially. You guys have such deep meaning behind the work that you're doing. And I love the way people have framed it in that sense.
Well, and framing it when you're talking to a customer, framing it as, you know, thank you for, you know, considering partnering your business with us, right? That's a big consideration that a business owner is taking if they're deciding to partner with your product or whatever it is. So yeah, great question there. Just taking a look to see if there's any other questions we need to see here.
I love all the thank yous. You guys are putting it into practice already.
Oh, I love it. It makes me so happy. Jennifer Barrows said one of her goals for 2020 is to do video daily. Awesome, Jennifer. Keep it bite size for you, okay? Write down specific things that you're going to implement, or time block. You know, I'm going to do 5 videos first thing every morning. Definitely create a plan to keep you consistent with that, and let us know how we can help.
Well, and one little teaser as well, because we hadn't talked about this as well, next month, right? So in January, we're going to be doing a webinar all on achieving your goals in 2020. And how video can be a part of that. So I've seen a couple of you put different goals in, which I absolutely love. But make sure you keep your eyes open for our webinar next month. We're going to be focusing specifically on that. And it's going to be a great way we're going to talk about time blocking and scheduling and some great, a little bit more technical tools on how you guys can get some of this stuff working as well.
Kenneth asked me to put the recap back up on the screen there, so I've got you for it. If you were wanting that recap, it's back up on the screen there for just a second. You are so welcome, Michaela. It's nice to be able to come to work and do something you like and work with people you like.
Sure. And Rev, I saw that you did kind of a follow-up question there. You were asking about the donations in business before, but about subject lines a little bit and some of the best practices. I'll be honest, from my experience, I don't change a whole lot in my subject lines other than I put thank you. I write thank you in there. I'm still going to put their name and personalize it. I'm going to still write the word video. You know, some of those things that we've learned are really helpful with subject lines. But just put the word thank you, and then you can expand on that a little bit if you want to. But
I always encourage for you to put the word video in the subject line. The actual data behind how it increases open rates, it's not a giant, it's around 10% increase in open rates. But I do know that when you put video in the subject line, it is a pattern disrupt in the inbox. Right? We do open up our inboxes and we all kind of do this scan thing where we look to see what's important. And if your subject line is the only one that has the word video in it, it might just kind of capture their attention there. But for the most part, you want to make sure that your subject lines are really clear. You can pique their curiosity, make it personal. Making a subject line personal is always beneficial. The only thing that I would encourage you to stay away from is like dishonest or kind of like the things that you're trying to do just to capture someone's attention. That isn't
gimmicky type things, kind of those trap. We've all seen those subject lines, right? Where you're like, oh gosh, you kind of see right through it.
Kind
Be
of roll
genuine,
our eyes at it.
right? Just keep that genuine aspect there. That's gonna be really important for all the thank you stuff.
Harsh wanted to know, does BombBomb integrate with Referral Maker? So we have so many Referral Maker customers that ask this all the time, and we don't have a direct integration between the two. However, our Chrome extension makes it really, really easy for you to be inside of your Referral Maker CRM as long as you're in a Chrome browser. You go to a Chrome browser, open up your Referral Maker CRM, and you can use the Chrome extension to record a video or grab any video from your video library, and then you can just copy the HTML and pop it right into your Referral Maker email. So if you do have questions about the Chrome extension, again, go to our support site, support.bombbomb.com. And
we are talking about that next month too.
We are talking about that next month.
You guys are just setting us up. We're going to be talking about using the Chrome extension to connect to any of your systems that you're working with.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Trisha, we are going to send out a replay. We always send out replays for anyone registered, as well is if you are looking for any of our past customer webinars. Our past customer webinars all live at bombbomb.com/webinar. We will send you out the replay when you register, but we also host them all there so that you can go back and watch some replays there.
I just saw a question come through in the chat from Cynthia, and she asked, do you recommend text videos as another source of communication? I want to make sure I'm understanding the question correctly. There's two kind of ways that I thought about this. One is putting text in your videos and doing those sort of things. I'm not totally against that as long as you are the prominent thing. I want people to meet you and build that personalization. So if you were thinking about that with doing like text below where it's kind of reiterating different things, we have some clients that do that. If you're referring to actually text messaging, yeah, that's a great way to do it. If you've got a client that you know communicates that way, do it, right? We don't want to be, we want to work the way that they want to communicate. So if you record a video, you can text through our mobile app. You can post things on social. However your clients like to communicate with them in that way. Let's make it as easy as possible for them.
I want to we're going to take one last question here. And this is for Pete. Pete wanted to know about WhatsApp, and he was curious about the tracking capability of BombBomb. You can take a BombBomb video link and put it in really any app. So you can take a BombBomb link and put it in WhatsApp. What you're not going to get is you're not going to get the specific tracking when they actually open the message. However, you will get tracking on the video play when they play the video. So you can see if they've played the video from inside of your WhatsApp there. So great question though. Really, really great.
And that's going to be true with the text messaging as well. You're not going to be able to see if they open the text message, but you can go back in your account and look on the video plays.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, the questions have slowed down, so we're going to go ahead and close it out. Again, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. I know both Kevin and I really do appreciate the opportunity to empower you guys and encourage you to do more videos and to really go deeper in your business, not just wide.
Well, and I'm excited. I think this is a great topic just in general to help you be healthier as you're moving into the new year. But what I'm really excited about is to see some of those thank you examples you guys sent my way. So don't forget, if you haven't done it, hop out of this webinar, record a thank you video, send it to somebody, and then forward it to webinar@bombbomb.com so we can get you eligible to try and get one of those books. So
awesome.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it so much. We're so grateful for you.
Enjoy your holidays. We'll see you on the next one.
See you soon.